testing. All right, we're live.
We're live. All right, ready, Coach?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, everybody? Here we go. Episode 21 of Make the Right Play. We're back on our Thursday slot, 6 p.m. I got the coach here on my left. Producer Prez is behind the camera, helping out with our YouTube stream per usual. We got Nibs on my right. Mr. Max is sleeping on the couch over there in the corner that you guys can't see. And we're off and running on this Thursday before Memorial Day weekend. Coach, how are you doing? The unofficial start of summer is
I'm
this
so
weekend.
excited. I'm so excited. Even though I'm a little bummed out because some of my friends were supposed to come. And then with all the rain and everything.
Oh, they canceled on you?
Yeah, I think Ali was like, if the weather's going to be really bad, I'm not coming.
Well, I mean, you don't have many weekends to hang out.
Well, she's coming for Gabe's graduation. So
Alright, so, I mean,
we'll hang out then.
we'll
But,
hang out then, but...
you know, I was really looking forward to
I
partying
know, well,
this
it's
weekend.
we've had so many sunny, hot days that I can't believe, like, the long weekend where it's the unofficial start of summer, and that's when it decided it's going to rain and thunderstorm and be wet.
You know what
and
it was
be
the worst?
Unbelievable.
Remember when we didn't have a pool and we used to get the memberships at Silver Sands?
Yep,
And
yep,
you
yep.
kids would look forward to it so much, Memorial Day weekend, being able to go swimming. And it would rain and be
Yeah,
cold.
yep.
And you guys would be so bummed out. That was when it was really tough.
You know, I was actually talking with Lauren today
Mm-hmm.
about the old days before we had the pool in the
Yeah.
backyard, and I was telling her about the Intex pool. Remember when we got
We
the
had a
Intex
lot of
pool?
good times in that intense
So
pool.
we were talking about it because today was so hot, and I was doing patio work all day from like 5 in the morning until like 1 o'clock, and it's like hot. So like you're like sweating, and we actually moved like 17,000 pounds of stone
Wow.
today. So like I came home and I was sweating like a pig, like I was hot, and
Well, you're half Italian, so that must be easy for you to build patios.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like you Italian people built like the Roman
no,
Colosseum.
it's pretty easy. I mean, like it's a lot of just, you know, we have to take stone off of like pallets, like
The best
2,000 pound
masons come
pallets,
from Italy.
and you know we're moving the stone into place, and we have to. It's a process, but it's honestly not too hard. But anyway, so like you know we're talking, and it's so hot, and I was saying how it reminded me of the old days when we didn't have a pool in the backyard, and I was telling the story. I was like, oh my god, you know, there was the 4 of us during the summer. This is after Olivia was born, and it was so hot, and we didn't have the pool in the backyard, and it was, you know, we were going from beach to beach trying to find something to do.
And it was low tide on the
tide, it was
shoreline.
crap,
Oh,
and we
it was
were
so
so
bad.
miserable, and that was it. And then you went to Walmart, and you got the Intex pool.
I think Walmart didn't even have them. I went to Toys R Us or
Toys R
Baby
Us.
R Us.
Yeah, I remember it.
And
you
I-
had to go pick it up.
And I remember I told Nona, and Nona was like, I'll help give you the money for that pool. And it was like $110.
I know. I remember that pool, and some of the best memories I feel like were in that little pool in the corner of the backyard.
And I
And we
remember
had so
Daddy
much fun.
came home from work and he set it all up, like he put it all together.
Yeah.
And then he just put the hose in.
The
He's
hose,
like,
yeah.
I just gotta leave the hose in here. And then we all went to sleep.
Yeah,
and the next morning,
it was full.
it was full. And he was like, the pool looks great. And I remember I went to get the water tested, and the woman was like, okay, you have to put a bag of this. And she gave me like chlorine.
Yeah.
This pool is sparkling clean. I even
Yeah.
have like people coming to do estimates and like, wow, that pool looks
Oh,
great.
the new pool now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember
But back
after
then, that
Intex
shit
pool,
used to be
and you were like, that's it. Like that was the sign. That was like, we have to get the pool now. Like, because we had
Yeah.
so much fun with that Intex pool, and that was like, we're gonna go all out. We gotta put the in-ground pool.
Plus, I didn't understand like the chemicals. Like
Yeah.
I didn't understand all that stuff, and I was always getting like that filter was like this big.
I know that little mini filter that comes in it, and it's like you don't even know if it's working or not half the time. Like it's just
Yeah.
there. I know. Oh man, those were the good old days. The
We
old
had. I
summers,
remember
huh?
Dad was like, "Don't jump in, don't jump."
Don't
the
jump
pool
in,
would be
and
rocking.
we would jump in all the time. All the
So
time.
finally, remember like the end of the season, we were like, "Scott, just jump in." He jumped in, and that thing was rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And we would like go around real fast, and it
Oh,
would be
the
like a
whirlpool.
whirlpool.
Yeah, making the world pools and stuff.
Oh, we had so
my
much
gosh.
fun, you know.
That was a good time, huh?
You know, life is what you make of it. There are
Yeah.
people with like the most beautiful pools in the world who are miserable.
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, I
Then
agree.
you go to New York, people, they have a hydrant. They don't even have a pool. They can have the most fun.
I know. Yeah. I mean, you always see those videos of, like kids like running into sprinklers and stuff, and they're
Oh,
having a
forget
blast.
it. When I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah.
We used to have the sprinkler.
We did have the sprinkler. Yeah, we did.
Life is what you make of it.
Mhm.
Either you have a good attitude or you have a shitty attitude. Try to
I
have a good
agree.
attitude.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I
make the
100%
best out
agree
of
with you. Make the best out of every situation, I feel like.
Remember
Because of
how
that.
I used to say, I don't want to say the name, but I said their theme song is always look on the bright
Yes.
side of life.
Yes, yes,
too.
yes.
And I would
absolutely.
say that's what, you know, I'm not going to mention names, but somebody we know, I say that that's their theme song in life.
Yeah. Always finding the bright side. of
Always
everything.
finding the bright side of
Everything.
life. You know? But
Yes.
I like that positive attitude.
Yeah.
But you don't
Yeah,
want
I
to be too positive to the point that you're like delirious.
Yeah.
And you're like delusional. But, you know, like you're completely delusional.
Right, right.
But, you know, you can, having an Intex pool is a blessing.
I honestly love the Intex pool. I thought it was great.
I love this pool better than
No,
the
this
other
pool.
one.
Well, I mean, come on. I think we have easily the best pool that I've seen.
Well, I remember I dreamed about that pool for so many years because we lived here for 10
Yeah.
years
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I visualized everything. So when when I was going over it with the pool guy, he was like, really? Oh, he goes, you know, people don't make pools like this anymore. And I was like, well, this is what I visualize. And he did it and did a fantastic job. Davis Pools,
Davis
Clinton,
Pools, no
Connecticut,
free ads, but
best
we're gonna put in
pool
a free
guy.
ad. Davis Pools. in
Davis
Clinton,
Pools,
Connecticut.
Jeff Davis, the best pool guy.
Unbelievable.
Fantastic.
No, he really did a really good job. We should do a live show, I think, one day outside.
We should.
Like,
Well,
in
we're
the-
very limited. The
I know, we're
house
very
is-
limited. I mean we'll
It looks
have to
like it's
find
gonna
a-
go through. It looks
a
like
good-
these bodies are sticking.
I know, it sounds like it's the real deal, huh?
Well, you know Mike Santor?
Yeah.
He is, I have to do another plug, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, no free ads.
He
Another free
is
ad.
the
Hand it
best floor guy.
up.
Like
Okay,
he
so Mike
wa-
Santor,
and
what
that
it,
guy
Mike
is so
Santor Floors?
strong. I love him. I think he has like, you look into his eyes and he has like the most beautiful, soulful,
Yeah.
good eyes. Like he's a good man, you know?
Right, yeah.
And I met his sister like years ago, and I love his sister, love her. And then
Right.
I just finally like figured out that they were brother sister. He grew up with Leon. He loves Leon.
Yeah.
So he'll go like pick up furniture with one hand like it's nothing. It's like Bam Bam from the Flintstones.
Yeah.
He literally picked up your cedar chest with one hand. He was like, I'm just gonna put it right here for now. I was like, that's like a 2-person job. One arm, like it was nothing. But he, you know, does like floors and he is the best cleaning company. So he texts me. He goes, oh, congratulations on the sale of your house. I was like, oh, thank you. He goes, yeah, I'm at the new owners, the people who bought your house.
Cleaning
I'm
their
here
floors.
cleaning their floors because they're selling their place.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh my gosh.
That's awesome. That's
Really
cool.
a great guy. Just
Small
really
world.
a good guy. So, I mean, I'm going to miss a lot of people in Branford, I have to admit. I've had a very rough week. I was crying a lot yesterday thinking about your brother graduating from high school. And
Yeah.
It's just hard. It's hard. It's hard. It's bittersweet.
Yep.
Bittersweet. So, anyway, let's change the subject. I don't want to be a weirdo.
No, I totally feel you. It is really, really bittersweet. And speaking about old memories, I was actually I don't know if I told you the story, or I told you about it, but Mel Higgins asked me, or she didn't ask me, Antoinette, her daughter, asked me to pick up this like bed frame and the box spring and everything, and get it from this girl, I guess, who graduated from Yale, and bring it to her. So I said I would, and we did it. And then Frank, her brother, who I played hockey with, me and Will back in the day when we were little, was there. So I was talking to him, and I was telling him, I was like, you know, we should put together the old squad because we play in these men's leagues all the time. So I was like, let's put together our old team and go play in the men's league.
How great would
And
that
he
be
was like,
with Mike
yeah, like, let's do it.
Dodolo?
Like, that
Oh
would be a
my
blast.
gosh.
So
That would be
we're
fantastic.
We're thinking about doing
Albert,
it. I
Ryan
have to
Albert?
talk to some of our old friends and try to put the team back together. And
That
see
would
if we
be
can
so
get some games
fantastic.
going.
You
I
guys
think
would
it would
have
be
so much
blast.
fun.
Yeah, I think it would be fun too. Like just from being like so little, and then like, you know, like we obviously like I continued to play with Mike, but yeah, I think it
You,
would be
William.
blast. Yeah, me, Will, Mike, DeGolo, Ryan Albert,
Yeah.
Frank. I don't even know. There's so many. We'd have to like look
Will you
back.
get Julia and go?
Well, Julia just won a championship of some kind.
Oh,
playing,
so
'cause
she's above you guys.
She's a Division I softball player now.
I'm sorry, she left all you boys in the dust.
She did. The Division I softball player.
Good for her.
She is. She's kicking ass. But I think she does still play goalie on like her free time. So maybe we'll have
You
to pick
should.
her up. Maybe we'll be like,
Get
hey,
Dalton
like,
Childs is the other one.
Yeah, I know. We got. Oh man, those are.
You
good,
would have a
those
good
are
team.
numbers,
That
too.
would be fun.
That would be fun too. I think we'd have a good time doing something like that. But yeah, I know. So crazy talking about like all the old stuff, all the old memories, but for sure, I know we don't want to get too nostalgic. Too nostalgic. But speaking of nostalgia, I mean, I don't know how much you love the show, but I am the biggest fan of the show Friends.
All right, let me tell you about Friends.
All right, tell me about
When
Friends. 'Cause
Friends was out,
I'm the biggest Friends.
It was in the
super fan.
90s,
Okay.
right? So we love Friends, but I have to tell you, I thought Friends kind of sucked. Because you know what show I used to watch? I used to watch Martin Lawrence's show on Channel 5 in New York.
Yeah.
So then it became Fox, but it was Channel 5 in New York. So it was Martin.
Yep.
And the theme song was like, Martin, and Martin Lawrence, the best show. And then after that was In Living Color with Queen Latifah.
Right.
Just my favorite show, though, was Martin. But everybody was like, Friends. And I liked Friends.
I love Friends. That's my
But
favorite
Martin
show ever.
Lawrence is a comedic genius.
Martin Lawrence.
So I was not going to miss Martin to watch Friends. So you know what we used to have to do in the old days?
What's that?
We used to have to set the VCR in the other room to record Friends at 8 o'clock. And I
Gotcha.
think there was another show that came on at 8:30, another white person show. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Like, these were the lily white people sitcoms. But at 9 o'clock came Seinfeld.
Oh, well, that's...
And that is the best
Oh,
sitcom. Like, that, forget about it. That's the number one sitcom of all time. So Seinfeld, I was watching live.
Seinfeld. Do you love Seinfeld?
Oh,
you talk
live.
about Seinfeld all the time.
Best show ever.
All the
Best
time.
show ever.
It is phenomenal show. I watch it. I actually binge watched a lot of not Friends, Seinfeld on
You
because
have
they have Hulu.
Well, it was
And they
called
have the
Must
whole-
See TV.
Yeah,
It was called Must See TV. Like,
Yeah.
everybody, because like in those days, unless like you could set your VCR,
right. Yep.
your ass was on the couch. There was no DVR. There was no fast forwarding commercials.
Right.
But I love Martin. That was my must see show.
Yeah.
So we would always take Friends and then we
Right.
would watch it.
I love.
But
I love
you-
Friends.
There was some great shows.
There
Sitcom
were
was
some great shows,
fantastic
huh?
in the 90s.
Yeah.
But so I love Friends though.
Yeah.
I did. It wasn't Martin, but I
It
did.
wasn't Martin. I mean, you weren't as.
Well,
as
you know
much
what
of a
it is
super
too.
fan as
You
I
look
am.
at that giant freaking apartment. I lived
Well,
with
yes,
Friends life for real.
You told me this story because you told me I forgot. You said you didn't like Friends until you lived on the Upper East, and then you kind of got
No,
it.
it came out when I was living on the Upper East
Yeah,
Side.
yeah.
I already had my own apartment,
No,
and
I
I
know,
was still
but-
watching Martin.
Right.
But what was so annoying to me about Friends was that they had this huge apartment,
Yeah.
and they none of them had jobs that made any money. You know?
Right.
So here I was 20 years old, I had my own apartment on the Upper East Side, I'm busting my ass, and I had to have a job I didn't like in order to afford a shitty apartment compared to that Friends apartment.
Yeah,
That
they got
Friends
that-
apartment was like a palace.
It was the grandmother's.
2 bedrooms. Yes.
It was the
So
grandmother's
that's what
apartment.
happened. It's the rent stabilization thing.
Yeah.
So she's lucky because she had a grandmother who could give her the apartment.
Yeah. So she got
You
the
know?
grandmother's apartment.
Yeah. So she
Because
did get the
across the
grandmother's.
hall in Chandler and Joey's apartment, that was a shithole.
That apartment still had 2
It
bedrooms.
did still have.
You need
Your
to,
apartment
you need
had
to
2
shit.
bedrooms,
No,
though.
1 bedroom.
No, the 88th.
1 bedroom.
1 bedroom?
That's why when you were born, we ended up buying the house here because you
Okay.
had a corner.
I thought.
You didn't have a room when you came home from the hospital. You had a corner.
I had a corner.
You had a
That's
corner.
what I'm talking about. You
But
had a corner
I
house.
mean, you know, Friends, and like they were always hanging out in that coffee shop. Everybody knows in New York, you're not sitting around a coffee shop for hours. You're gonna
Right.
get your ass kicked. I'm sorry, they need paying customers in New York. You know how much the rent is? The rent is too damn high. That's how much the rent is. So
Wow.
it was a little like fake.
Wow.
Like for a real New Yorker, you watch it and you're like, this is such bullshit. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
So you have to really use your suspension of disbelief about Friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
But
I-
I did enjoy Friends.
Unlike Seinfeld.
Seinfeld was the real deal.
Real deal.
The real deal. You know, they were always ordering at that diner. They even used to have the waitress come and give them an attitude every once in a while.
Yeah.
They were always eating at that diner. They were not just hanging out, sipping a cup of coffee, taking up the best spot in the shop. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Yeah, no, I guess I get it. I guess I get it.
I'm just saying, as a young person,
Yeah.
a contemporary of theirs,
Right.
at the time, you know?
Yeah. No,
But
I can see
it
that.
was,
I can see that.
it was funny.
I love the show.
I thought it was
I'm a big
funny.
fan. So their reunion came out today.
So what happened
Or
in the
yesterday. Or no. Today. It came out today.
So
What?
you watched it today?
May 27th. Yes, I watched it in the middle of the night at midnight. I
Oh
watched it when it
God,
came
you
out
need to
today.
get some sleep.
Yeah, I'm such a huge fan. I've been waiting for this forever. Ever since I binge watched. I'm a huge fan.
Scott.
I love
I know
Friends.
Carlos. All right, so tell me about the special
No, it was-
with James Corbett.
What? James
Right?
The
Right,
Corbin. James Corbin.
Let me tell you, that's bullshit.
I hate that
They
guy.
could have had somebody better from the
Yeah.
90s.
I agree,
do.
they should have.
Like, I think
They
it should have
should've.
been a whole, like, you know who would have been good? Like a Jay Leno,
Yeah.
a David Letterman. Like,
Yeah.
bring back somebody from the 90s.
When there was yeah.
You
I
know, like, that
100%
would've been
agree.
good, and then we-
100% agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they all seem so old from the little thing. I was like,
they look old.
all right,
For
now
the
let me
first
ask
time,
you.
for the first time, Jennifer Aniston looked old as shit.
All right, who
Old
looks
as
better,
shit.
me or Jennifer Aniston?
Oh, you 100%. It's not even close. Like she looks really old, like really old. And you know who looks really old is
Who?
Ross.
Really?
Yeah, David Schwimmer.
So how does
He
Daddy
looks-
look compared to them?
Oh, by far you guys look the best out of all of them.
Another
but
free
you
plug,
could tell.
Leon James International
Yeah,
Hair
Leon James
Studio.
International Hair Studio, not a big deal. But no,
Just saying, we look better than the people from Friends.
but you could tell Courtney Cox, who played Monica, Plastic Surgery City. You know who still looks really good is Phoebe, the woman who played Phoebe.
I get that
She
from
looks
her.
really good.
Because she's probably the only one who didn't go get plastic
Yeah.
surgery and all that other
Well,
shit.
I don't think Ross did. Ross
Let me
looks
tell
rough.
you, we'll talk about this. This
He
is
looks
another
rough.
topic, but plastic surgery really does fuck you up.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, because I saw. All right, I gotta say it. I was watching the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion last night.
Okay, so I haven't watched it yet, so we can't get too
No,
much
I'm
into
not.
detail.
But I saw something, or maybe it was after Real Housewives of New York. I don't. But they showed Jackie Loretta, who used to be a Jersey housewife, and she used to always
Yes.
give these tips,
Yep,
like these
yep, yep.
anti. She looked freaking weird. It
Did
was
she?
so. The plastic surgery was awful.
Mm.
Awful. Like, I mean, her eyes look too far apart. Her forehead looks so weird. Like, I don't know how many injections she's had, but I have to say, a lot of these women look terrible getting surgery done.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think a lot of people get fucked up. I mean, obviously Jennifer Aniston got a ton of plastic surgery, but she looked like really bad. And
I'll
Joey
tell you,
looked,
if Ross was married to me, he would look much better.
Joey
I'm
looked
just saying.
okay. Joey didn't look like plastic surgery fucked up. He was just really large.
Well, he
Like,
likes the
he's-
Italian food. He's
yeah, like
Italian. He's like,
he's a big
listen,
guy.
if somebody
He's a big
had
guy.
me back in the 90s, all
Yeah.
right, not to toot my own horn, but let's just say the pounds I have 4 children.
Right.
Let's say 10 pounds
Well, yeah,
per
obviously.
child.
But I
I've been
think
married over 20 years, 1 year per marriage.
I think that the two
Like,
that
you
looked
would
the
think, oh, we
best
sound so fat now
was
compared to when I
probably-
was in the 90s.
was probably Phoebe and Joey looked the best out of all of them. Matthew Perry looks messed up too.
Matthew Perry has a
Matthew
drug and
Perry-
alcohol problem.
Well, he did, and he talked about it on the reunion.
He probably still
Was-
does.
Well, he said he went to rehab, so he stopped. But he did during the show, and he talked about it like during the reunion today.
And what did
So-
he say?
No, he was just
Well, I
talking
can
about
keep
all
thinking
the
they're trying
problems
to
that-
get me to go to rehab, and I said no.
But he briefly talked about it today. I mean, so he you could tell that he did have a big drug problem because those
You
people
get
that take
residual
drugs,
effects.
Yeah, you could see the effects later on in life. So you could see that he was the drug addict of the group, and he looked a little rough there.
He was so handsome too.
He was a good-looking guy on the show. Like
He was handsome,
totally
and he
good-looking
was
guy.
so great in that movie Fools Rush In with Salma Hayek when he was the
Yeah.
white guy, and she. And
Yeah.
I remember my mom watched that movie, and she was so emotional afterwards. She was like, "That reminds me of me and your father," because my dad was the white guy, and my mother obviously was
Right,
the Salma
yeah.
Hayek. But one of my favorite lines in that whole movie is when he takes his parents, I guess, out, with her family.
Yeah.
And they go, the white people are melting. They're like all burnt up.
Yeah.
And it was so mad. But like back then, you could make jokes that were inappropriate.
Well, it's funny you say that because every time I watch like an old show, or like I watch Seinfeld, or I watch Friends, or I watch like just like older TV.
Yeah.
It's the jokes that fly out of the mouth is like me and Lauren always look at each other because we're just like, yeah, that would not fly like that. Like, and it's funny because I watch like old Family Guy episodes.
Yeah.
And Family Guy, like some of the jokes like from like early seasons of Family Guy are like, oh my god, if they ever put this out like in today's episodes, like it would be all over.
They would
like,
be canceled.
It would be instant done.
They would be
Instant done.
Well, I mean, think about Martin.
Yeah.
Even Martin, like he used to have Shanae, where he would dress as a woman and he was Shanae. He was always kicking somebody's ass as Shanae. Like back then, you could make jokes and you knew it was a joke.
Yeah.
Like, take it easy. It's a joke. Relax.
Right. Yeah.
Nowadays, oh my gosh, people are just too serious.
They are, and they're so sensitive. Like, don't be such a fucking pussy.
Serious.
Like it's really like they're just such sensitive babies over
I had to fill out some form for him. Thank God he filled it out because they had all these questions
for
that were not for me. Yeah, I don't know what it was.
For the
Moby.
The Hobie leader.
Producer prize?
It's for the Hobie Leadership Conference of Connecticut.
You're going to the Hobie Leadership Conference?
It's virtual, but I was selected
virtual.
by Notre Dame to go to represent.
I remember. I think I was selected, and then when in middle school, I was selected to go to a leadership conference, and you told me you're not going to a leadership.
No,
conference.
that was a different one. That was like you were going to go on a plane and go somewhere and be indoctrinated overseas, and I was not interested in that. This is just a Hobie here in the house. But like they were like, choose gender, male, female. Undecided. Like they had all like.
I love the write-ins where it's like you can like.
Well, now on all the applications they have your name, and then they have your preferred to be called name.
Right. Then they have how would you like to be referred to? His, her, they.
Oh,
that.
you gotta put your pronouns.
And I'm like, I thought it was so funny. I'm like, I can't fill this shit out.
Well, sometimes I get
This is
like
too
I have to fill some
complicated
stuff
for me.
out where it's like where you like have to put your gender and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I always click other. And like I'll put like different names in. Like the other day I put I identify as Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
You know, Carlos, that's an awful thing to do.
Why is that an awful thing to do?
It's just awful.
Because I'm bullying the people that identify as Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Because
you're fucking with the person who's in charge of actually, tabulating all these applications.
No. It's for like
you're a smart ass.
On Hulu, like you have to put like what you're into. And
well,
I'm Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
All I know is you want to talk about a politically incorrect sitcom. If they would have Archie Bunker going through this crap, he couldn't even take a hippie.
Yeah.
He couldn't take his hippie son-in-law. I could not imagine him going through this right now.
Right. Yeah.
It was just, so I'm going through this application, and then he sends me a message, oh, I'm sorry, I filled it out. I was like, thank God. Because I just...
Yeah, because I thought...
And then it was like, rank it. Are you more of this personality? Are you a little more? And I'm like...
Oh, yeah, I went through that, and I was just like...
It was very complicated.
What the hell is this?
You know what?
Because they have to place...
I'm sure that's going to be an indoctrination fest.
No, because they're placing you...
Thing.
They're placing you in groups where, like... You have different personalities, so you could learn how that personality is able to lead, and how different personalities are able to lead.
What group?
His group, whatever group he's put in, has to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure person's in him.
Of him, like we're gonna get like. You'll
have to give us a review.
Like you may get Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like there's a possibility.
It's gonna be very interesting.
Wow, I'm
let's
excited for that.
see what happens.
I know I'm not going to the last day of school because it's from 9 to 4.
June 4th?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. He's going to miss the movie with us.
Oh, right. We're going to see The Conjuring. I'm going to see The Quiet Place. The Quiet Place 2.
When?
Did you watch The Quiet Place 1?
That movie sucked. I was so bored. I was so bored.
I'm going to see The Quiet Place 2.
You can't speak.
Tomorrow.
The best is when Leon's like, I go to see a movie. And I'm like, do these people ever say anything?
Wait, so he went to the movie.
On a date to see the Quiet Place,
yeah.
right? And he goes, I'm watching this movie. And I'm like, do these people ever talk? Do they ever say anything in this movie?
Right, yeah.
And his date's like, it's called The Quiet Place and you're not supposed to talk. And he was like, oh, God. He was like, it was the worst movie.
Apparently they do talk in this one.
Well, when I even watched it, I was like, oh, I can't take this movie.
Yeah.
And then plus the scene with the little kid with the toy, it was so disturbing.
Oh, when the
I couldn't tell. I was like, you know what, this is not for me. But The Conjuring, the devil made me do it.
That used to be a
big thing when we were young.
I'm looking forward to that.
You know, like, I remember back in the old days, like, there would be cartoons. The devil made me do it. The devil made me do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, even my sister would sometimes get in trouble, and she would be like, the devil made me do it.
Well, let me tell you, the Conjuring horror movies are probably some of the best horror movies
They're
come out.
so good.
Like, and there's like a lot of really
actors
awful
are
horror
so
movies,
good in that movie.
Like, The Conjurings are really good, Annabelle's really good, and they, like, intertwine those guys. So,
well,
like,
because it's based on those ghost
really
hunters or whatever
really
you
good.
call them.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the Conjuring 3.
I'm excited.
I think it's going to be good.
We're going opening day.
Right, I know.
Well, this weekend we're going to start cleaning stuff out. You know who I called? 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Oh, did you? Are you getting
Yeah, because I'm like, if I'm going to get a dumpster for $350,
right.
I might as well call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. It's not that expensive at all, and then you just point.
Yeah.
Just point.
Oh, and they're just
like they start at like 100 and change.
Clean it out?
Yeah. Well, no, because we have to go through everything.
Sending them upstairs?
No, we have to bring it downstairs. They don't go upstairs.
I was gonna say.
We should make a movie. We should do one of those home movies while we go in that attic and see what Dad's been doing for the last.
Yeah, like one of those.
We could get on Hoarders.
We should do like one of those iMovie trailers where like, well, it'll be like a bad.
Oh, I know. I mean, it's gonna be like a. We could really do something. You want to make a YouTube special?
No.
We should do something like.
No, I don't think.
The Hoarding made me do it. I'm a child of the Depression. Like sad music in the background.
Right. Yeah.
My parents were raised during the Depression, so I don't throw anything out. And I feel like the house, like people walk around here. Yeah. My house looks normal, but deep inside the attic, there's a dirty secret. Like when we go up the attic stairs, I think we should do it. You don't think that would be a good special? Like if we did a Make the Right Play Hoarding edition?
No, and nobody needs to see what's in there. I don't know what we're going to find yet, so I think we should just let that rock.
Well, that's going to be interesting, so. But that's what we're doing this weekend. If the weather's going to be bad, I'm like, let's just start cleaning out the attic. And I could tell Dad's like freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want people to know his secrets. The secrets.
Sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody should ever go up there.
It's going to be fine. We're going to clean it out, and it's going to be fine.
So you guys are no more barbecue or anything?
Maybe we could do a barbecue and clean the attic. We could spend like a couple of hours here and there. Listen, you guys should all be thanking me because I always pictured like your father passing away and I'm like in a like insane asylum and then like you guys would have had to do it yourself. So just be happy.
Yes.
That's not the case.
No, we got 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We're gonna get them up there.
I can't wait to get my high school yearbook. I can't wait for Gabe to get his high school yearbook.
Yeah, so what's going on with Gabe? I know we got his graduation coming up the 18th, right?
Yeah.
So June 18th, and then Juneteenth we got the big throwdown shebang.
I'm a little concerned. Gabe and I have been having some words about that because I'm like, we are not. I said, don't make me embarrass you in front of all your friends. Your father and I cannot come up for court cases. We're leaving June 28th. Like, we are not coming to meet. And it was the same time of year.
No, it was.
Oh, so
I'm like... June 9th was mine.
Right, but what I'm saying is that it'll be the summer back in the courthouse. I'm not doing it. So I told him, I'm like, if I see too many people here, I'm kicking them out.
Oh.
I'll be like, you're over the threshold. You can go. I said, so don't make me embarrass you, because I will.
He was planning on having a rager.
Well, it's not going to happen.
Okay.
It's not going to happen. I'm letting you know right now, I'm making the right play this time.
First
time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. And I will not be going to the New Haven courthouse this time. So there will not be a rager. Let the message be put out there.
You know what I got before Gabe's
What?
before Gabe's graduation?
What?
Jury duty.
When?
June 18th.
Well, yeah, but you'll be in and out.
Yeah.
They'll see that you're such a
I'm just
white
gonna walk
Christian
in.
male. They'll be like, get this guy off this jury. They're not going to pick you, trust me. You'll
I
be
hope
off
not.
that jury lickety split.
I hope they get me.
What
out of
time
it.
is this graduation?
6 o'clock and only 4 people are allowed. So we have to talk tickets, but we'll talk about that after
Yeah,
the
we're
show.
gonna wait. So,
So-
where is it?
At the Branford High School Athletic Complex field, football field, whatever.
Wait, so it's not on the green?
No.
Is
No, it's not on the green. Only 4 people are allowed to go. It's going to be a
Wait,
shit
but
show.
that's bullshit. Didn't they get rid of? They got rid of the COVID regulations. May 19th.
At Walsh-
Mental disorder.
There's no more capacity limits. May 19th.
Liberalism is a mental disorder.
At Walsh, only 2 people are allowed to go.
I
That's
just I don't
disgusting.
fucking get it. I don't understand.
Oh, please.
What like?
Don't
what-
even get me started. Please don't get me started. Please. I
Well,
don't wanna
yeah.
start
So
talking
now
about
now it's gonna be
inappropriate
like a
things
fight to the death.
It's going to be awful. You know,
Everybody took it off at work, so.
well, you'll still be here. Like, you can hang out with Ollie and have some cocktails while we're at the graduation. Or you come to the graduation
I'll
and
hang
then
out with
Olivia will
Ollie.
hang out here. You don't want to go sit at the graduation?
I
But
don't-
Lauren
that
might have to
shit
sit with
sucks.
Ollie and have some cocktails. Like, not everybody's going to be able to go. Ollie's like, I'll just hang out at the house. Like, it's not a big deal, but...
Right.
Or we could.
Or we could just sneak
we could-
them in.
Oh, are you
we
kidding
could
me?
do
That's
what
a
we
plan.
did.
They won't even let the people go and watch at the fence. Like, it's so
You're shitting me.
ridiculous.
Why-
It's awful. It's awful.
That's terrible. We should do like a little protest. I
But
think.
you know what? I grew
We
up in
should
New York
organize
City
one.
public school.
Get out
Everybody only got 4 tickets because you couldn't do it in the streets. When I went to New York City public school, we had our graduation at Lincoln Center. You got 4 tickets. I remember it was my mother, my
we
father, my
loaded it up
stepfather,
on
my
the tickets.
grandfather. Huh?
We loaded it up because we beat the system at Notre Dame. Remember, because we were only supposed to get 4 tickets, but then I was like, I have a family of 6, and then we had the additional tickets, so we beat the system.
We had a great
We
time.
loaded
That
it up.
graduation was the best.
We loaded
I
up
have to
that
say, that was such a wonderful day.
That was 3 years ago
One of the
today.
happiest days of my life.
Fun fact: 3 years ago today was that day.
One of the happiest days of my life. I love that was such a fantastic graduation, and I love all those kids who graduated with.
They were the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
Great kids, awesome guys.
So
That
was there
best.
anything really good from this Friends thing? Do I have to watch it or should I skip it?
No, because you're a Friends hater, so I don't feel like hearing the Friends hate from you because you're not a true fan.
I was a fan, but
I mean, if you could watch it, like
listen,
it's
Carlos,
not a-
that show was still going on. That show was on for so long. I grew up. I lived the Friends life.
Yeah.
I got married. I had a baby. I moved to Connecticut. I bought a house. I had responsibilities. To me, that whole lifestyle of like you're 30 is the new 15 is like bizarre to me.
Well, once they were 30, I mean, Monica and Chandler got married and had kids.
Weren't they over 30 at that point?
No, they were 30.
How many seasons were in that show? They're older
10.
than me,
10
Carl. So
seasons.
10. So they were moving in together at like 25. I was pregnant and married at 25.
They moved in on season 8 together.
No, I'm talking about the show started.
The show started.
They were
yes.
already college graduates or whatever.
Yes.
Like, they were what?
Yeah.
Like, maybe 23, 24?
When the show started, I think each character was around 25 years old.
That's what I'm saying. By the time I was 25, I was married. So,
Yeah.
I, had my place at 20. I was married at 25. I had a baby at 26.
Yeah, I think
Like,
the show.
I
the
had-
show
I had
ended
a different-
2003, I think.
Well, the whole thing is like, I watched it with them, but
Yeah.
I was always older than the characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, mentally. So by the time that, what's-her-name had the baby out of wedlock with Ross, which I found really unappealing to me as a fan. Because she was in love with this guy, he's in love with her, and it's like, you have to be this dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even be functional and just, like, humble yourselves to admit that you love each other and just get married.
Right. No, I agree. I always thought that was a little weird.
I know. It
I
really
was
just turned
never
me
a fan.
off.
Like,
I was
just-
like,
like,
you
they
jumped the
should've just-
shark with this
They
one.
should have just been together from the start, I felt like.
Listen, the point is that he should have gotten her a really nice ring, and he should have proposed the minute that she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And he would have been like, Rachel, you were always the one for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be with anybody else. And when he didn't do that, and they pretended to be like this new age couple, it just turned me off. I was just like, jump the shark. You know?
Yeah.
So for me, like, so I'm a fan, but I'm just saying, you know, like when Rachel ran away with her wedding dress on to Monica's, that Monica wasn't even invited to the wedding. That was funny.
Yeah, that was a good, right?
That was funny.
That was
you know
funny.
what I'm saying? So I could watch some of the seasons. The Pottery Barn with the Phoebe, she was like, oh, this ancient bird cage that was from a flea market,
That's a good
from a
episode of
pirate.
Pottery Barn.
Yeah, you know, like that was funny. But the whole thing when Rachel got pregnant with Ross, and then it was just like, mwah, mwah. So it wasn't really that good. They're all just old and ugly, and we're all going to live our fantasies to, I'm better looking than the people from Friends. So you're telling me I'm going to feel good about myself.
Yeah, if you watch it, you'll be like,
So
wow,
maybe
look at
I
that.
will.
Look how
Maybe
much
I will
better
tune
I
in.
look than that.
Maybe I will tune in then.
It should. I mean, it was good.
I think we all
enjoyed it.
should. Some
I
of us
enjoyed
would look good. I have to say, I love getting the Facebook friend requests or like seeing people from high school that look so cool when they were in high school. They're so ugly now. I love it. I'm just like, there is something very satisfying about that. Just saying.
I'm sure.
You know?
I'm sure, yes.
Please.
No,
I know Leon loves it because every time he's at a reunion, he's just like taking pictures, looking so handsome.
No, I think you'd be very pleased on how you rack up with.
All right, so
all
good.
the
So maybe I'll
stars.
tune in. After 4 kids.
Yes, after 4 kids
Not
too.
bad, right?
No, you'll be very happy, I believe. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting.
Do you know what made me so nostalgic, believe it or not?
What's that?
You know how we were talking about the Knicks the other day? Seeing the Knicks fans run out into the streets,
Oh, after their winning
being
last
crazy,
night?
I have to say that made me feel nostalgic because that used to be the way people were.
Yeah.
And to be like, fuck COVID, even though they said 90% of all the fans had a COVID vaccine. Bullshit.
Look, the Knicks haven't been in the playoffs in like 10 years.
And of course, well, all the,
Like,
they were all white running the
Yeah.
streets too.
Oh my
which
God, I
thought
know,
that
you
was
can
so
tell.
I'm like,
Yeah.
because a poor person can't afford a
To
ticket
go to the
to a
Knicks?
Knicks game, right? So they're all white people being crazy, running in the streets, the Knicks. But that made me feel nostalgic because I
Yeah.
remember the 90s, you know, like with Patrick Ewing and
Yeah.
stuff. That made me feel a little bit like,
I
so
know,
that's
so-
interesting. The Friends reunion,
The Friends
the Knicks
reunion,
are in
the
the
Knicks.
playoffs, kicking ass.
Yep. I know, that was a big Nick win.
We are the New York Knicks.
And those
We are
losers
the
from
New York
Long
Knicks.
Island won. Those
The Islanders?
They beat the Penguins.
But the
knocked them out.
Islanders were big in the 80s.
They were, and the 90s too. They were
Well, the
pretty good in
90s, it was the Rangers won in 94, and we all know who the king of the 90s were.
Well, the best team in the East
The
was-
New Jersey
the
Devils with Martin Brodeur, best goalie of all time.
Of all time. No
Best
doubt.
goalie of all time.
Coach, you went to the 1995 Stanley Cup
I
final.
never,
You were there.
ever watched hockey. But I started dating Scott Villa, and Scott Villa's like, you gotta watch hockey with me. And I'll never forget when they lost to the Rangers
In 94?
Oh my gosh. Him and Vinny was so upset, and the rest of the city's happy. Everybody's happy for the Rangers except for the Villas. But I never watched hockey before that, so
Yeah.
I have to say I love those New Jersey Devils. So Scott watches the playoffs. I'm like, who gives a shit? If the Devils aren't in it, I'm not watching the playoffs. Same with baseball. If the Yankees are not in it.
No,
if the Devils were in it, my ass would be watching the playoffs because I love the New Jersey Devils. I do.
No,
Like,
yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching playoff hockey just because I'm such a big hockey fan, but
well, whatever.
I mean,
but it's not. And the Islanders
it's not as
were big.
exciting.
In
It's
the
not as
80s,
exciting as
the Islanders were big. Like,
Yeah.
You know, that was
Oh, Bob
that was their
Nystrom.
time. But think about it. That was also the time for the Mets.
the Mets.
That was when the,
The Mets
Mets
still,
reached the
the Mets
1986
still
Mets.
suck though. They suck.
I
They're
hate
losers
the
from the
Mets.
Mets. Yeah, they're losers.
I always hated the Mets.
The Yankees are playing right now. I think they have a doubleheader today because their game got rained out last night.
I'm
they're
rooting,
actually
I'm
playing
rooting
right
for the Yankees.
I know they look good, even though Luke Voigt just went back on the IR. Got
What,
hurt.
with COVID?
No, quad strain.
Oh.
Because you know the
I know
minute
how
the
the Yankees
minute
are all getting COVID.
the minute a baseball player feels any sort of discomfort, then it's like 10-day IR.
Listen, they're not as bad as the soccer players.
The soccer players, well, they're not as bad as the NBA. The NBA is a joke. Like, did you see LeBron flop the other day? Flop like a
Listen,
little bitch
I
on the
don't
court,
watch
like a
basketball.
fish. Flop, flop, flop. Like
Basketball is the
you,
best
I didn't
sport
watch
ever
it
to
either.
watch.
It's not like I watched it. Like I just saw it on Twitter
You saw the
because it was
highlight
trending. trending because Portnoy was ripping into LeBron. So I see all his tweets, and he's like flopping on the court, like literally, like the guy's pinky like grazed his arm or his like up by like his like right shoulder, and then he just goes down to the floor. He's flopping.
LeBron's a little bitch, isn't he?
I hate that guy. I don't think I can hate any more someone. What'd you think of your Phil Mickelson winning the PGA Championship?
He's an old bag.
He is no bag. 51.
So I was happy for him.
51 won the PGA
I was happy for him. I hear he has
Oldest
a gambling
player ever.
problem.
He does. Well, they're doing a big.
Are they investigating?
No.
I was like, did he bet on himself
he
to
comes
win?
and says that he's a big Trump guy. Then all of that. Well, he did send
He
out
is a
that.
Trump guy.
He tweeted out like one of those like those cliche tweets where it's like my greatest defeats or like my biggest strengths or whatever, like 3 days before he won the PGA, like, and then he went to the tournament and won, and everybody's like, what the fuck, like.
Listen, let me put it to you this way: Brady, a Trump fan, wins the Super Bowl.
Well,
An old bag. Nicholson, a Trump fan, wins the
did
PGA,
you see that
right?
Brady and Nicholson are doing a golf contest against Aaron Rodgers and Bryson DeChambeau or something like that?
I have no idea who that is.
Golf. Oh, Bryson DeChambeau is one of the big like new golfers. Like he's like a really like. Well, what makes him fun is that he like gives it to people. Like he like goes on the course and he's like almost as like funny as like if Happy Gilmore was real and he was like a golfer.
I love that movie.
Like he goes and he just like he wears like metal spike cleats to piss everybody off, and he like just goes and he like fights with people, like fights with other golfers, and he's funny. So I like him. I think he's funny, but he's playing with Aaron Rodgers against Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady.
I think that's listen. The Yankees wanted Trump to throw out the first pitch. Watch the Yankees go to the World Series and win this year.
I mean, they look good. I don't want to. I mean, it's only we're going into June, so let's see how we do here.
How about your father keeps saying we're going to go to Atlanta for a Yankee game? I'm like, we're not going to Atlanta. We're going to freaking Tampa for a Yankee game. I'm like, that's where we're going to go for a Yankee game.
You got to see the division.
Right. And I'm like, that's the National League. I want to go.
You want to go to the AL?
Exactly.
You want to see the division?
Yeah. So he's like, well, then it's 4 hours. Tampa's 6 hours.
You can see the Blue Jays too.
Tampa.
Because the Blue Jays are playing out of Florida this season because they're not allowed to play in Canada. I think they're playing like
at the Walmart Stadium in Pensacola.
I think they're playing out of their spring training facility. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I'm gonna have to look into it because this is gonna be a different lifestyle for us.
Yeah, I can still go to the Bronx.
No, I'll go to the Bronx when I go see Gabe on Broadway. Like I'll do everything at the same time. Like let me go to Broadway and then I'll go to Yankee Stadium. Like we'll be vacationing in New York.
I know. I really hope the Yankees make a run. I really do. We just got. They are having trouble scoring a lot of runs, and they shouldn't. Like they have.
They will. They'll get there. Listen.
Having that much trouble.
But you know what's the most important thing is pitching.
And our pitching is.
And we have the pitching
on fire right now.
So when you have the pitching, everything else kind of falls into place.
Yeah.
So because I remember the Yankees we used to have bats on fire, but with no pitching.
Bros, what's the score of the Yankee game right now? Game 1. I know they're doing the one admission doubleheader. Let's get a score update for the 4 o'clock.
I can't believe I'm going to be one of those jerks who shows up to like a stadium
an away
wearing
stadium
the opposing
team.
team. That's going to be me. I don't care.
You're going to be that person.
And then they'll probably all think I'm a liberal who relocated to Florida and they'll try to kick my ass.
Yeah, they'll be like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking New York.
I have to wear a Yankee hat with like MAG on the back.
What'd you think of de Blasio having that press conference with the Nick hat? Did you see that?
Oh no, thank God I missed it.
He didn't know, well, because one of the players, on the Hawks, what's the score?
They lost 2-0.
In the day game?
Yeah.
Oh, why'd you have to get the score during the...
I had to get the score.
Now I'm like all depressed. Forget it, just end the show.
De Blasio had a press conference because Trae Young hit that game-winning three-pointer in Game 1, and then went to the crowd and went shush to the crowd. So then de Blasio's like, get ready, we're gonna kick your ass, Game 2, we're coming for you, Trae Young, and he puts the Knick hat on and he's like, get ready, New York, going crazy on the thing. And then they came out and they kicked his ass. And then they spit on him. Did you see that?
No.
The fan got banned for one of the fans spit on Trae Young when he was walking out because he
was he vaccinated or was he one of the unvaccinated?
I don't know.
Was he one of the vaccinated fans?
So he's banned for life from Madison Square Garden because he spit on Trae Young.
Well, you shouldn't be spitting on players, but I just want to know, was he COVID?
But yeah, I know it was crazy when I saw that. But good for the Knicks. I hope the Knicks win at least one series. I would like them to see. I would like the Knicks fans.
I would love for the Knicks. I mean, I would be happy for New York. New York needs it. They need an injection because
I agree. And Brooklyn doesn't count. Fuck them. I won't count the
Listen, don't even talk about the Nets. They're so inconsequential.
I'm all in for the Knicks. Let's go. Bring it on. Game 3 tomorrow night. I think. I'm pretty sure.
It's very exciting.
And yeah, I'm pretty happy for the Islander fans. I'm happy that they beat Pittsburgh. Fuck them.
They're Islanders. Who cares? Like they're just so like. Good for you.
Yeah, good
it's
for
like,
you guys.
Like that one, good for you. That's how it is with the Islanders.
Well, it's nice
like,
that
you can't really
I do enjoy all the Ranger
Islanders.
fans watching how all pissed off at the Islanders' success.
Ranger fans get pissed off at the Islanders?
Rangers hate the Islanders. They're
so
big
is it
rivals.
like Yankees Mets?
It's like Yankees Mets. But the Islanders have really a bunch of nobodies on their team.
Well, good for them.
The
the
Rangers have all the stars, and the Rangers suck. And
the Rangers always suck.
And the Islanders are beating these top-notch teams because they have this really, really good coach. And so the Ranger fans are pissed. I love it. Lauren's baby cousins, one of them is an Islander fan and one of them's a Ranger fan. So every time I go, I pin them against each other. And I'm like, yeah, how about that the big Islander win? And Travis gets fired up. He's like, shut up. Gets all mad.
Really?
So, and it was actually funny. Luke's first Holy Communion, and we went to the communion. And, I walk in, and me and Lauren are dressed nice. The entire party, literally the entire party, is wearing Islander playoff shirts because it was game 1 of the series. We walk into this party, defend the island, defend Long Island, all these shirts, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? And they have the game on.
And you never see that on TV. Nobody cares. And still nobody cares.
I know, it's I was like, look at these guys. Diehard fans in Long Island, huh?
I think that's cute, though.
They're all diehard Met fans, though. It's a shame. I try to get them. I'm like,
I know. They love the Mets.
Don't fall into that trap. Just come over. It's okay. Come to
the Mets were from the late 60s, too. They're not even a generational.
The Mets suck.
But a lot of them were Brooklyn Dodger fans.
Yeah.
And then they went to the Mets.
Well, and my favorite thing every single year is to hear a Met fan tell me that it's their year. That's my go-to thing every year. Before the baseball season starts, I'll just walk up to them. I'll be like, your year? And they'll be like, yeah, we got the pitching, we got the hitting.
It's like the Jets fans.
Well, no, I think a lot of the Jet fans are so beaten down now that they know that they suck.
Oh.
That it's not fun anymore. They have no enjoyment out of it. The Met fans really think that they're going to be good, and then they just shit the bed and suck, and then not even make the playoffs, and then everybody on the fan is like, oh.
Oh, I hate the Mets.
So, it's always a loss. I always
Mets.
enjoy listening to that stuff. Cracks me up a little bit.
I know. I wouldn't marry your father if he stayed a Met fan.
Oh, I know you. You called Dad. What did you say? He was Mr. Met? Mr. Met?
That was one of his friends because that was our first fight. And I was like, listen, things are just not going to work out.
Well, yeah. Lauren never wears her Met shirt anymore.
Yeah, it's not going to work out. I'm a Yankee.
So she wears the Judge shirt now around. I love it. It's that's right. Wear that shit around. Wear it proud.
Yes, exactly.
All rise, baby. All rise.
Exactly.
He's on fire. He's actually in the lead right now for the MVP race.
Well, the other day, there was some guy who didn't even want to pitch to him. He was shitting his pants on the mounds. And
because he's hitting everything right now. He's really
I know. That guy did not even... Olivia and I were listening to it on the radio.
Yeah.
And the announcers were so frustrated. They're like, this guy won't even pitch to him. Right. He's so scared.
Oh, man, I don't know if it's just me. And I have to ask you because you've been a diehard Yankee fan for so long. How unlistenable is the woman that's with John Sterling? Susan, whatever. She is the most... Susan Wallman, yeah. Most unlistenable person.
She used to be the beat person. She was the beat.
She sucks.
She does suck.
On the radio. She's awful.
She pisses off that guy all the time.
John Sterling.
You could tell he hates her.
Shut up.
She'll start talking and then you can tell he's just ugh. The 2-1 pitch. Like you can tell he
It's
just.
so funny because like I was in the car and I was listening to the game the other day, and I forget they were talking. She brings up this random ass player, this literally random player who wasn't on either team, like wasn't on the Yankees, wasn't on, and she was like talking about this random pitcher from San Francisco, the Giants. And then she goes, and you remember, you know who the last person he pitched was? He struck out Jacoby Ellsbury on the Yankees 4 years ago. And I was like, Jacoby Ellsbury was probably one of the worst Yankees to ever play. Like, I could have struck out Jacoby Ellsbury. I was like, nobody fucking cares, Susan. Like, call the goddamn game that's on right now.
Susan sucks.
We're literally up 9-0, and you're talking about a guy who struck out Jacoby Ellsbury in 2016.
And I think I even told Dad once that. I was like, Susan Logan sucks. And he started laughing. He was like, oh, you don't like Susan Logan?
She's bad. You know who I missed this year on the Devils broadcast? Was Dak.
Doc.
Well, not Doc. Well, Doc retired.
I know, but that's who I missed for the Devil games was Doc Emmerich.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when
There's nobody besides, like, he was the voice of hockey to me.
He really was the voice of hockey.
Yeah.
It's rumored that, I don't know if you know, the NBC lost the TV rights to the NHL. The NHL won't be on NBC anymore. It's going to be on ESPN, TNT, TBS, and all those, ABC. But the NBC lost the broadcast rights, and I think it's the NHL took it away because Doc retired.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to, go in a different direction because you guys don't have Doc anymore.
Yeah, Doc was the voice
So
of hockey.
what's the point of having you announce the game?
He was so good, and that was the Devils guy.
He was.
So no wonder I love hockey. Like, I would watch him.
Legendary call. Henrique, it's over. Oh my God. Oh my. Legendary
Are you okay,
call.
Presley? You look like
No,
you're dying
fine.
over there.
Yeah,
I'm
are you
fine.
having another panic attack? Are you making a blueberry cake?
This poor kid is suffering. He has so much schoolwork to do. This is the end of the year when, like, the kids who aren't the seniors, where they just squeeze those kids.
Well,
and
I'm
they
surprised
just give them so much stress.
Why you guys are 2 weeks after graduation is when you're done?
Yeah, I feel like that's
bullshit.
far.
Like when we graduated high school, all the kids were done the Monday after our graduation. Like they had one more day of school and then they were done. Like they never had 2 weeks later.
No, last year we had 2 weeks.
Well, yeah. Now you're doing
During
your life, but not when I was there. It was
I
like
mean,
2
COVID
days.
is so. But I do feel bad for him. Like he's been up all night studying, and so we better wrap it up. This kid is exhausted.
Yes, we'll wrap it up. But it was a pretty good show. We just talked about life and talked about friends. Go watch it. But yeah, I don't know. Coach is a Friends hater. I'm a diehard fan. Love it.
I like
So,
Die Hard.
If you guys have never watched it, go watch it. It's great. You'll enjoy it. Seinfeld too. Go watch Seinfeld.
Seinfeld's good.
Lots of great shows out there. The Stanley Cup playoffs are heating up. The Knicks are winning playoff games, playoff basketball for the first time in a long, long
The
time.
Knicks. We are the
Let's
New
go
York
Knicks.
Knicks.
Game 3 coming up. And Coach, it was an absolute pleasure.
Great show. So
Great
we'll see
show.
you guys next week. The start of summer
Are we
this
doing
weekend.
a show on Memorial Day? Are we doing a
I don't know. We'll
Memorial
talk
show?
about it.
Maybe we'll take it off. We'll do it Tuesday.
We'll see. Maybe we'll
We'll
do
see.
barbecue Monday and then
Maybe we'll do
show.
barbecue Monday. Let's see. Let's find out. But anyway, if we guys don't see you, have a wonderful, wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I hope you guys enjoy it. I know it's supposed to rain, but find a way. Find a way. Be positive.
Always
look on the bright side of life, baby.
Bright side of life.